Hey everybody, welcome back into the shed. We're going to do something a little different today. We are going to talk about using wireless controls for design build projects. We all know what 2020 did to the hospitality industry in New York City, right? Specifically restaurants. So many iconic places had to close because just of the devastation of the pandemic, which was terrible. But we're hoping, and I think we're going to see evidence for a massive resurgence in how this is going to work, specifically in the restaurant business. But we think it's going to be a design build situation. So what that means is a lot of fast track projects where we need quick ship fixtures, get stuff to site right away, because I think we're going to be in a lot of scenarios where people have signed a lease and they want to get opened within 2 to 3 months. So if that's what's going on, we need to have solutions ready for it. So why am I talking about wireless controls? There's a few reasons, and I think, the basics, I think we all know, right? First of all, they're easy. So whether we're talking about commissioning them, which is something you'll be able to do yourself as a specifier with your smartphone, changing settings, which is something that the restaurant manager or owner will be able to do from their smartphone, and shipping, which is all something we can do instantly and right away. Wireless controls are just easier day in and day out. The next is that it's fast. So combining with manufacturers, we can ship either fixtures that are already Casambi enabled, where they've got a driver built in that's already wireless for Casambi, or we can ship modules with those fixtures and move them right out into the field right away. And the last thing is that it's flexible. So whether we're talking about drivers, we're talking about sensors, switches, modules, track adapters, Casambi is partnered with hundreds of manufacturers to create literally thousands of products that build out their ecosystem of compatible devices. So how does it work? First thing is, we want you to just design. Okay, we don't want you to be thinking about how this is going to get controlled almost at all. So whether you're talking about 0 to 10 volt loads, talking about phase dimming, or talking about Dolly or DMX, we don't want you to have to worry about that. What we want you to do is design the space the way it needs to be designed. If it's a design build situation, it's going to be with an eye toward quick ship, an eye toward affordability. Let us worry about controls, or just specify Casambi and we'll fill in the gaps. How we're going to do that is we're going to draw on the ecosystem of Casambi-ready partners. So whether we're talking about sensors, switches, keypads, Casambi-ready fixtures, or modules that can plug into fixtures that aren't necessarily Casambi built, right? So think about tape and extrusion, think about something like an EcoSense strip, where we can't get into the driver, we can ship other devices to get you right in there. And what's going to happen is that it's made to ship. So we'll build out a schedule for you based on your lighting plan that gives you all of the symbols and devices, that device plan that I had up earlier. That's going to show you what's a 2-channel controller, what's an integral driver, what's a sensor, what's a PIR sensor, what are keypads, all built right onto a device plan with a load schedule and a build of materials, so that we can give you what you need to push the control side of it fast. All right, guys. So I'm very fortunate that our friends at Senso have sent me a Casambi-enabled sample kit. So what you're looking at are 3 fixtures. The Vesta is the linear fixture at the back of the case. The Asteria is the downlight you're seeing on the right-hand side, and the Lido 44 is actually a cylinder, but the way this is packed, it looks like a downlight, but it's actually their cylinder body tucked into the left-hand side. And the idea here is that it's meant to show the different capabilities of each fixture. So I'm going to start with the Vesta in the back here. So this is a tunable white product, and I've got both channels turned down here. And I'm going to show you as I ramp this up with the app. Here's that color temperature. There's the cool side of the color temperature shifting. This is fully 6500K. I'm going to turn the cool side of this channel down, and I can turn up the warmer side of the channel, and now you're seeing that 2700 Kelvin turned up. And if I mix these 2 channels, I'm getting all manner of white light in between, and we can provide the curves to give you exact color temperatures. So now we're going to focus in on the Asteria downlight, and what you're looking at is full intensity. I'm going to take that intensity down a little bit for the camera. Now we're looking at about 30%. I'm going to slide my color. And you're going to see the camera's going to shift this a little bit, but we're at 2700K now. And you can sort of see as the camera locks in here that shift in color temperature all the way up to 6,500 Kelvin, right? It's a super simple way of controlling tunable product. And this is built directly into the fixtures. This is a Casambi enabled fixture. All your, instead of running two different 0 to 10s or running a DMX channel or Dolly or whatever you were going to do, all your electrician is doing is simply getting this to power. And then wirelessly, it's going to talk right back to the system. So that's the Asteria right there. And I'm going to bring this up one more time. You can just take a look at it. And then you can see at full brightness, the fixture is going to adjust. It's always hard to show tunable white on camera because the camera wants to make the adjustments for us. But there it is, an example of a fixture that I think is going to be very important to the hospitality market when it comes time to reopen, and that's the dim to warm. Incredibly hard to show this on camera as the camera's trying to make adjustments, but you can sort of see there the low end of the fixture is that warm ambery color getting down to 2200 Kelvin. And then as it ramps all the way up, you can start to see what's really going on there, which is that nice bright 3000 Kelvin. I'm going to show it one other way. Tip this up at the ceiling. I'm going to back out to here. And just so you can see the performance of the fixture itself. As we dim, you're starting to see that wood warm. So what's going on behind the scenes while I'm doing these demonstrations is you're looking at the Casambi app on my iPad. Very simple. You can see the project name at the top of the screen, the shed, right? This is the space that I'm working in. Down below are the fixtures themselves, the gallery, which is essentially some inspirations, right? So if you're trying to build scenes and you're not sure where to start, you can use that. Then there's the scene settings themselves, and then there's more application settings on the right-hand side. As I was going through this, you can see really it's just a matter of tapping on the fixtures, sliding up the different sliders, and then once you've set this, you can add it to your pre-built scenes. It's incredibly simple. It's incredibly intuitive. And once you have your scenes built, it's just a matter of recall. So in a hospitality scenario where your manager probably doesn't want to mess with the lighting too often, they're going to have a lunch service, a dinner service, maybe a drink setting at the end. It's incredibly simple to set these up. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me for this brief demo on both Casambi and the Senso fixtures that we were using to show off the Casambi technology. I've got a lot more resources on the website, so go to deliveredlumens.lighting/Casambi, and you're going to find links to some Casambi created content for as far as creating scenes and commissioning, how to recall scenes, all the sort of parts and pieces that they can do a way better job of demonstrating than I can in here. And we also have some links to some PDFs and some sample designs that will give you a little more technical information about how to actually get this system off the ground. Of course, you know where to find me. You can always email me at SDA or at Delivered Lumens, and you know where to reach out to Casambi. And if you don't, you can find me first. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.